Let me ask you, Phoebus, is being independent better than a record deal? Because I have my notes here I'm going to read off, but I want you to go first because I usually, on these pods, because I do these so much, I end up taking over things, and I'm just trying to, I'm trying to sit back and let people work. So go ahead, sir. What do you feel about a record deal compared to being independent? Which one do you feel is better?
I'm going to have to go with long-term, independent. Short-term, record deal.
Okay, why?
I'm going to say because, record deal, they're from a record company that's already worked with many DJs, many medias, many places that actually get your whole music catalog too.
Yeah.
Right? And so in the short term, if you wanted to make quick money, as they call it that, you might have to sell a piece of your foot or, you know what I'm saying, sell a piece of yourself to get to this money. But it's a shorter road because the road's already made, and I guess a lot of the deals in the hands that needed to be shook have already been shaken. But independent, if you don't want to be pushed around by a record deal, if you don't want to be curtailed for your creativity, if you want to be able to speak your mind and be actually free in terms of the artist that you need to be or wanted to
but
be.
You're never free.
Let's say you intended to be a free artist, a free speaking artist.
No, I know. The only reason why I'm cutting in is because you know how they do.
He was going to let me work.
No, listen, I'm letting him work. I just want to put out a fact.
Okay, go.
You can get banned off of Spotify, all these things for being too free. Now, yes, people jump in the comments and yell at me and say, well, Joe Rogan, you know why Joe Rogan couldn't get banned, bro. Don't act stupid.
Some
okay?
deals have already been made, you know what I mean? And people are making money, so let's go.
But go ahead, sir. Sorry. I just wanted to put that out there because I know exactly what you're saying, and I agree with it. I just want to make sure people don't get it twisted in their mind that they think they can go out here and say whatever, because with free speech still comes consequences. And if you're willing to deal with the consequences, then your speech can be as free as hell. But don't think that you could just say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and you think these powers that be are just going to let you run around without their hand up your butt. You feel me?
All right. I hear you. So in your free world, you're never free.
Freedom is never free.
I'm saying if you put boundaries on yourself and you have boundaries on your own mind, right, you know what not to say.
Yes, and you know what not to do, but as human beings, do we always follow that?
I'm just saying not all. I mean, we're talking about the people who don't want to be a hypocrite. We're talking to people who, when they talk, it get done. They straight talkers. So those people, if they had a boundary on their mind and on their words, they are free within their bounds, for real. But when freedom is being taken away, I think it's like when people are telling you have to be a part of a certain narrative or a certain story that you don't believe in.
Say it again?
You're saying you. So what you're saying is, I was a young kid who sang in the choir, right? And then all my life I wanted to be a free speaking kind of person, just, speak my mind. I knew my boundaries because I was raised in the choir. But now when I get to the record deal, I'm like, you don't want anything sung that I sang out of the choir. Now you want me to sing actually the direct opposite of what I've been. And the only way I can get the money out of this deal is if I stick to singing what I don't believe in. And that's not freedom. I'm saying that's not freedom.
Yeah.
So I'm saying freedom as an independent artist is the ability to get up, say you're going to make something, have it created, it's done, and you're able to market it.
Very true. Yes. There's yet again.
You might not have all the doors open like how a record company or a record deal might have already set up.
Okay. Yeah.
But an independent artist is free to choose what doors to open and what doors to close.
Of course.
So that's exactly why I would say long-term, independent is much better. Look, check Russ. And he was, again, industry was against him for how long? Until he cracked the industry. Right? Mm-hmm. Same with the Ye, same with all your free thinkers in the industry. They think first they had to sing what everybody wanted them to sing. until they made enough loot to pay for this so-called freedom. But
Kanye didn't pay
they
for no
called
freedom.
him.
They took 1.5 billion from him, bro. He wasn't even rapping. He went on a podcast and said some stuff, and they came through and said, "Yeah." I'm just saying.
And I'm
just
saying, was
saying.
he ever free?
And I'm saying
I'm
wasn't.
saying he more free now.
Maybe. I mean,
Because
I hope so.
his brand is free from the deal
Yes.
or deals.
But now they've ostracized him. Stand beside
Right.
this man,
They locked
and
the
you'll
doors
suffer the same consequences.
They locked the doors to where they were going to be able to promote his brand or his media or his projects.
Yes.
His whole presence now, they just made it to look like he was standing outside of the door waiting to get into the industry now. He's back at that point. But he's free to turn his back on the door and look at the rest of the world now.
Yes. Yes. I'm not going to argue that.
It might take him a little longer to build up back the same capital, but now he owns everything.
Yeah.
And he can do what he will. They said the next day after they cut, I don't know what it was, the ties with Adidas, now you're free to make whatever Yeezy brand you wanted to do. Now you're free to make whatever Yeezy you can.
Yeah.
And that's a true statement. Now he just needs more. He needs to build back the doors now, the funding. And so
and have people that are
it.
willing to stand beside him regardless.
That's it. Because I think his product is loved. His branding was loved. It's just that now they thought that, you know how they did it to Donald Trump? They demonized him, made everybody think he was speaking evil when he wasn't. And you had to rewind tape 2 years later to get the real.
I suppose. I mean,
so I think since he turned independent, because we could talk about record deal and independence, since he became independent, I think he's made more money.
Okay. All right. For me, I'll look at it this way. Don't mind me reading. I have to make sure I have these notes because I don't want to misquote myself. So it's all about your preference. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say you're doing 30 mil streams. You go to a record label. They can push your streams up to 100 million, but you're giving up 80% of your profits now. So it's more about how big you want to be. Do you know what I mean? And how much of the pie you want to hold for yourself, as well as the work to collect that pie. Now, if you're a big artist, due to working with a label, you can charge more for a show. You see what I'm saying? Because you look at 50 in them, like even other artists, like a lot of them, they don't really make too much off of their record sales. What they make is off of touring. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, right? The benefits of being on a label, if you're not an entrepreneurial artist, they can help you with that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's say you got good music, but no investors. They help with that. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's all about your preference and your ultimate goal as an artist, whether you want to be independent or with a label.
That's all true.
Do you see what I'm saying? And like I said, the 80%, it's everybody knows.
But this is exactly it. This is why you hear crickets when actual stuff is happening in our reality and our black communities being destroyed. You hear crickets because in the deal, you can't do two things.
No, they don't. They don't allow that.
There's two things
Massa
can't
don't
do.
allow that.
Massa don't allow it.
Massa tell you sit. Yeah, but yet again, people, you see this though. This is an independent podcast built on an independent platform. So yes, we will be saying some stuff, but right now we gonna chill. We gonna build our strength up. We gonna build up our army. We gonna build the people who are listening to us, telling them the truth, and then we gonna start killing people with some facts.